Alright, it is AC/DC day. Set this up last night, and today going to try and make some progress on it. We just kind of examined it yesterday. There's a video on that if you want to check it out. I'll name it part 1 and then this will be part 2. All I've done so far is cleaned up the legs, kind of wiped down the body, installed, this is yesterday, we installed new leg bolts, new leg levelers. Like I said, I gave it a wipe down, nothing too fancy. I realized that the code was on 1.48, the latest code is 1.7. That's what I'm going to do right now. But I don't know that I installed this properly onto the USB stick because it didn't seem to unzip. I didn't have to unzip it. I don't even know if I have an unzip program. So I have a feeling this might fail and I might have to I don't know, I've installed many code updates on other Stern machines, so, but when did I get my new computer is a question, and do I actually have a unzip thing on my latest computer? I have a potential lead on a new lightning bolt, which is sweet. And I don't think I mentioned this yet, but, or did I? There was a broken switch that I found in the cabinet, like one of these arches to actuate our arm off the micro switch. Well, I discovered that that was there. And I have also sourced, shout out to Mitch Ayers, who has a couple of these exact switches for me, so I got that on the go. The lightning bolt's on the go. I've got this new plastic in the goodie bag. And I don't think I shared this yet, but this plastic is also broken. What I think I might do for here is just build a plastic protector. Still slightly bigger dimension. And then put this over top and then drill this into the plastic protector and screw it in there, and boom, that will solve that problem. And I think there was maybe one, oh yeah, little chip here. So I could possibly even build a plastic protector for this whole area and then glue that chip, which I found in the cabinet, back on, so I will have that repaired and extra protection for this whole area. So I'm probably going to do that, and that solves all of the broken plastic issues. So that is pretty sweet. So I'm going to try and install this and see if I can get the code up to snuff, because the one issue I'm going to try and solve first is the cannon. When it moves, you hit the button, it doesn't fire it. But before I even bother troubleshooting that, code update time. Right, Angus? Eh. Well, this is good news. I recognize the code, and it is now installing. And I don't know if you've seen, but the LED, not LED, the fluorescent tube in the back box was really dim. So I found another one. Which one was the old one now? This is the old one. Here's the new one. Should I attempt to do this one-handed? This is probably not the best idea. Yeah, no, I'm gonna need 2 hands for that. Okay. That's okay. I have the tools for that. Let's go. Oh, there's that broken switch that I found in the cabinet. Here, we'll just use this tripod. And if I can just pop in that new bulb, I think that's from just another machine, I forget. Maybe I LED'd a machine, or maybe I bought it at the hardware store. I don't quite recall. But if I can just pop that in and it works, that would be pretty nice. The less effing around, the better. So let's see what happens here. Come on. Am I the only one that struggles with these things? I struggle every time. Boom. There we go. It was just a flaky fluorescent tube. Okay, so that's another issue resolved. Now I'll just wait a while for the code. Maybe go, what's this? Oh, I just noticed something. It's like, why is there a wire here? This wire is supposed to be over here, like so. So when I remove all this, I'm gonna probably bend it down a bit so that it kind of stays in place and doesn't pop back out, because, you know, if I force it down a bit, that'll help keep it where it needs to go. And then we shall tackle why the ball is not firing out of the cannon, because you can launch the ball with this button, no problem, and this cannon switch works in switch test, no problem, with the ball and with your finger. The motor works just fine. It's just somehow this is not syncing up with the motor. So each and every time the motor goes like this, and does it twice? I don't know, but it fires the ball. I think it's firing the ball in the exact same spot every time, and that is why there's wear. If this was working properly, the ball wouldn't always land in the same friggin' spot, and people would be aiming at different areas, and this would have never happened. I think it's because the operator never addressed this issue, and that is why this happened. Now I'm guessing this happened just because hitting this target all the time and over 18,000 plays, that just happened. So what I think I'm going to do is try my color matching skills for once and just touch up this area. Oh, see that? Another little flake. I'll get rid of any more loose flakes. Clean it up super well. Then try and color match this as best as I can. Got blue, got black. I got some gray, yellow, orange. It's like a fade effect too. That alone could take a couple hours. And then clear over top of it and call it a day. I think I can make it look pretty good overall. Maybe, depending on my color match skills, which I don't have yet. So stern code takes a while. I did the verify image. You don't always have to do that, but it's an extra step just for whatever satisfaction of the brain. The only problem is it takes probably an extra 20 minutes. So I think I'll go, I don't know, maybe I'll snoop around here a little bit longer, or maybe I'll go work on something else while I wait for this, and then see if we can fix this darn cannon. Okay, what I think I'm going to do while I wait for the code is clean up this translate / glass. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but it looks just so dull and dirty compared. It's got a film of, there you can see, she's a little crusty, so I'm gonna really polish this up, try and make it all pretty again. It's actually in good shape overall though. Just needs to be clean, so I'm gonna do that while I wait. Okay, it's still updating, but in the meanwhile, I cleaned the back glass translate, and now with the fluorescent tube installed, it looks pretty sweet, I do gotta say. And what I also did was busted out the shop vac and the cloth. Oh, and I forgot to install my clips for the fluorescent tube, and I found these 2 screws and this nut in the machine. I'm not sure what those screws go to yet, but I will keep an eye out for that. So I basically just vacuumed and wiped down everything, and it turned out pretty darn sweet, I gotta say. The inside of the machine is coming along pretty nicely. Then I cleaned up the front, the coin door area, the coin door, just kind of wiped everything down. And then the sides of the cabinet too. There's just like a hazy funk on the sides. I'll have to get the haze where the playfield is currently blocking. But then around to the back, same thing. Cleaned all that up, vacuumed it out, wiped it all down. Sides of the cabinets, got rid of the funky haze. And still have time to tinker away. I'm only on step 2. So see how much I can get done before the code gets done. I think that is about it so far. I haven't quite decided what to do about this connector yet, because it's purple on one side, green on the other. I don't know if this is just a harness that would potentially work with the premium and LE, and this would connect into a lower playfield, and that's why this is there, or these need to be connected. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to investigate that one. Again, pretty much everything works on the machine except the action button launching the cannon, but that wouldn't make sense that that would be it, I don't think. So, you know, just cleaning up nicely. I'm liking the way it's turning out. Man, this is taking forever. Still waiting. I went up and had some lunch, I came down, still going. So since I came down, what I did was rebuild the shooter rod. Took it all apart, cleaned everything. Inside the hole here, I cleaned that with some Q-tips and Windex. Just fed it in there a bunch. Installed a nice shiny brand new barrel spring, 3/4 inch, and a new black shooter tip. And now, it's very happy. It was just a big curb thunk when you plunged it before. So you can see the old... Oh, look at that. Piece of the barrel spring just broke off my hand. That's the old one. You can see it's been compressed after... Actually, it doesn't look all that compressed there, does it? But it's definitely not as springy as it used to be. The resistance is gone. And then here's the old tip, which I kind of broke while pulling it off. But yeah, so that's trash, and that is beauty. Yay, code is updated and it worked. Just took like 45 minutes, but that's okay. I changed a couple settings. Free play. I took it off the setting where it resets the high scores every 2,000 games. If you put that to 0, then it won't ever change your high score settings on you or reset them. And turned the knocker volume to low. And I think that's it for now. But I want to address this cannon now. I did a little bit of research, and sounds like there's an opto board underneath that is often the issue. So I want to test that switch. Apparently it's number 62, so let's see what we can find out here. Okay. Go into switch test, and we'll see that this switch works. Cannon eject 45. Diverter. Let's test. Oh, that's not a switch, that's a relay, so that won't. Okay, let's lift the playfield. And Let's see if we can find this opto board. Okay, so opto board is available if I need to buy a new one for 30 US, but I would really like to not have to buy one. Let's see what we see here. Okay, so I see it. It is a little tiny guy. Let's take you for a look here. Can you see it? Right here. This guy. Well, let's reseat it for one. Okay, and then sorry, I just moved my tripod out of the way. So there is the opto. I don't know if you can see. Right in there. I'm going to see if I can get something to stick in there. See if we can get it to register. Guess it doesn't really matter if it's metal or not. This should do the trick. Just don't. Not liking it. How about, you know what would be good is maybe this pipe cleaner. That'll give me the angle I need, and it should be should trigger it. Let's see if I can get in there. You see that? Come on, get in there. I can't see what I'm doing. Huh. Okay. Maybe I'll remove the opto. Anyway, if that's the problem, then I can just buy a replacement board. Like I said, I don't want to if I don't have to. But that's where I'm going to look now. I'm going to take that off and I'll let you know. Okay, I got the opto board removed. And here's the big test. I won't be able to really see both at the same time, but I'll let you know. Here we go. Yeah. That is not working. Shit. That's gonna cost me like $50 by the time. Well, maybe even more. Let's call it 60. If anything is $30 at Marco, by the time shipping, exchange, tax, fees, all that, it's basically double. So I guess I need to order one of these guys because I reseated it. I mean, I could try and reflow these opto points here, but don't have much hope on that. And clean the opto. I mean, this U-shaped opto, I probably have a Williams one I could swap in there, but maybe I'll do a little more reading on that, because that would be kind of cool if I could pull that off. But the shape might be different, and the electronics might be different. I don't know. But yeah, that's my issue, I guess. Okay, so I checked all the wires in the IDC connector here, and this one as well. It feeds into. I pushed them all in, still no luck. So I was just kind of looking to see if there was any other cheaper prices for the part. And like I said, Marco's $30 US. And look what I found. Twisted Quarter on eBay has sold 74 of these suckers at only $4.60. But does not ship to Canada. So that would dissuade many people, but I persist. I looked up Twisted Quarter online and found that they have a website, a presence here, and a phone number. So I just called down to Florida there, talked to a gentleman on the phone named Tyler, and basically directed me to the website and said, yeah, that'll be the easiest way to go. We ship FedEx. It's going to kind of cost you an arm and a leg. But he actually allowed me to, well, he decided to make an exception for me and said that he would take the order over the phone so that he could ship it just USPS for the flat rate of $10. So I ordered 2 just to have a spare. At that price, I friggin' probably should have bought the rest of them, but shout out to Tyler at Twisted Quarter. That was an awesome score. So now I've got 2 of these guys coming. He's gonna ship them tomorrow, and that's a pretty sweet solution for a very reasonable price. So boom, that is awesome. Alright, I'm kind of jumping the gun here. I've moved on to LEDs, and what I noticed is that through the camera you can see the flickering, but I am using some non-ghosting and some non-ghosting because it's just what I got in stock. Anyway, I have removed this guy here. What I'm going to do, I think, is disconnect it and run this through the laundry tub and clean it up real nice, because look at this. It used to be clear at one point. You could see through to the other side. And this. Some seriously nasty inserts, because it's right by the flippers. Now they're nice and accessible to clean. So, and I'll give you a little teaser of what the LEDs are going to look like. It looks like crap because it's flickering in the camera, but it's not in real life. Not like it is through the camera, but there's yellow. It's quite the improvement here. And here's the difference between before and after LED incandescent. And yeah, I think that's all I've done. 1 LED over here just for fun. But yeah, so I kind of just jump into the really fun part. I really should be doing the top side. And I got my table out. That's where all my parts are going to go. So, plugging away at this bad boy. And LED tab now. Alright, isn't that much better? You can see through now. I just got to give that a good dry. But that's so much better. And then I cleaned the inserts as well. And I did notice that this slingshot here kind of springs up into place. No problem. This one, not so much. So I'm going to take apart both slingshot mechs and clean them. I had to do the same thing on Lord of the Rings, so they just get gummy. So I'm going to take those apart, clean those up, and then yeah, I'll do that after LEDs, because LEDs first. Okay, I have been working on LEDs for, I don't know, getting close to an hour probably now. Had to change one crappy socket. Other than that, hasn't really been any issues. A lot of the flashers are dead. Well, the 3 pop bumper ones so far, so like 3 out of 6 that I've tested, I think. And now moving on to the back panel. And as you can see, I've rigged up my playfield in such a manner so that I can have the playfield out a fair amount, so that I can access, so you can see these are LED'd already, but all these guys here, looks like I can't just pop off the board. I'm going to have to remove 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13 and 14 for the horns. 14 screws. So that is not all that exciting to do. And then I gotta not push too far forward and pop my playfield off of my chair. But the inserts are done. I don't think I missed any. And it's looking a lot better. You can see the difference between the inserts and the GI, incandescent bulbs, the spotlight. So GI will be, when I strip down the top side, it's easier. Then I don't have to undo all the screws for all the sockets. But that is coming along. And now I think I've got everything. Oh, I don't know what these are. There's one little LED board underneath that I believe is... Hey, wait a minute. Oh, I think this is the LED board. It's just not quite as bright as this guy. So there's one little mini LED board. I could pop off the wires and connect it to a socket and put a bendy LED in it, but it's pretty darn close, so I think I'll just leave that. But yeah, so far so good. Okay, a little more than halfway done. I thought I'd show you the before and after on this back panel here. So you can see that the incandescents, they only illuminate about an inch across, and the LEDs kind of illuminate the whole area. And then I did change this horn to a red LED, and this is actually a red incandescent that Stern used here, like so. Very cute. But it's not a massive difference, but I can't just leave incandescent in there. It's a little brighter. I'd say it is better overall. And again, it looks better live than it does through the camera lens, which makes it kind of look like crap, all flickery and yeah, but just another like 6 screws to go, 5 screws, so getting there. I almost forgot. Let's put this, I guess I can just hang there, but this part is all cleaned and now LED'd. Let's take a look in attract mode how that looks. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, so, oh, one other thing I noticed is this pop bumper wire has been popped off. The lug partially came with it, so I think I'm going to address that now.